I'm Sandy and this is my channel, Stitching with Sandy. Today I'm here to talk to you about my cross stitch and my love for it, and hopefully I will inspire or enable you in something that I share today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here, and I hope that you find something that you like. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back and supporting my channel each time. I truly do appreciate it. I would hope that if you're enjoying what you see, that you like my channel and you hit the notification bell so that you can find out when I make a new video. So today is August 2nd, 2023. It's a Wednesday. And since I saw you last, I haven't got a lot done. I've been enjoying summer break, but it's about to end. So I've moved into mom mode and I've had to do school registrations the last couple of days, dental visits, braces. My daughter got her braces put on, so we're on that journey now. And my other two are to follow, so that's not far after. So back to school shopping. Let's see what else. Doctor's visits, all those things that us moms have to do to get ready for the school year. That's what I've been up to. So unfortunately I'm in denial. I don't really want to go back yet because I've been enjoying my family and my stitchy friends so much. I'd rather be home, but the calendar just moves on regardless of how we feel about it. So I hope that you're staying cool. I know that our country's been very hot lately. There's been some crazy weather. We had pouring rain last night and we all ran outside to be in it, and the rain felt warm because it's been so hot. So that just made it a little stickier here, but we've been in the hundreds a lot lately, so I'm hoping for it to cool down very soon. We'll see. All right, so one of the things I wanted to first of all talk about was clear the list. That is a teacher's wish list. We make an Amazon wish list and then we post it at a website where you can, all the teachers list where they're from, what school they teach at, and then they attach their link to their Amazon wish list for materials for the classroom. Some materials are consumable and get used up within a year, and some teachers will ask for things that they can use year after year, so more than one class can benefit from the donation. If that is something you're interested in, below I have linked Clear Your List website where you can go and find any teacher in any state, in any school, and you can donate to them. So maybe look for your child's school or your grandchild's school. If you don't have a family member in school or the school's not listed and you'd like to donate, will also list below my list, and you're welcome to donate. I want to say a great big thank you to those of you who've already donated so far. Things have been coming in and it's so amazing the generosity that I have been able to receive. So thank you so much for that. I know my kindergartners are going to love everything you sent in. And if you haven't seen it, I did send for every single item that came in that had a QR code. I was able to send a thank you note in Amazon to you. If you are an anonymous donor or you didn't include a gift QR code, I wasn't able to say thank you, so I'm saying thank you so much here. I truly do appreciate it. I know a lot of times when you look on a Clear Your List and you see an item on there and it might have several items requested, most of the time it's an item that you could use in a small group, but the people who design the items don't realize that our small groups are larger than 4 students. So sometimes we need more than one so that each student has an access to the materials. Otherwise, they have to sit or share with someone, and that's not as much fun. So thank you for all of that. I will continue to leave my link in for the month of August and the month of September, and then I will remove it. So if you find it in your heart to donate, thank you so much ahead of time, and know that it's going to some wonderful students in our community. Also, at the end of this video, I'm going to share, we had our SoCal Stitchers had a stitch in at Grand Country Quilts, which is a quilt shop. There's actually 2, a primitive shop and a modern shop. And the modern shop is starting to carry cross stitch, and we scheduled Saturday stitch in there and we all went to that. So I'm going to share all those details in my little quick video at the end. So those of you who are not interested, the store is located on Instagram, so you can look them up, Grand Country Quilts. And they also have a website, and it's grandcountryquilts.com. They do not have their cross stitch inventory up on the website yet. They did just put out their recent newsletter, which mentions that they're carrying cross stitch now. I think they want to get a little bit more in stock before they add it to the website, but they are carrying it. So it's located in San Marcos, California. And so if you're California located, then I hope you'll stop in and check them out. And if you're visiting from out of town and you're in the area, I hope you'll stop and check them out. But that video will come at the end so you can get an idea what it looks like. And this one only includes videos from the modern store because that is where the quilt shop is, and that is where we were stitching. All right, so let's begin. I have some FFOs to share with you today. I am really proud of myself. I set a goal. I've been working in my rotation, which is, for those of you who are new, I do a 2-day rotation on 15 different projects, and they're all different themes. And as I complete a project, then I put another one in under the same theme. And my goal is to work through a lot of my whips that were in my basket at the end of last year. I think there was 37 altogether, so I'm hoping to bring that down. And then I have a morning stitch, and I usually do anything new. Usually they're small stitches. That way I get to still have new starts, but I'm able to complete them within the month, and most of them are seasonal. So this month, in July, I did a few different 4th of July pieces, and I really wanted to get those patriotic pieces completed by the end of the month so that I wouldn't add to the whip basket, and I actually was able to do it. So a lot of the finishes will be patriotic, and I hope that you enjoy them. I'm gonna start with, I did a shepherd's bush scissors fob. My friend Gina had given me the pattern, and I didn't want to make a scissors fob with it because I thought the stitchy pieces were too cute and I wanted to display them differently. So I decided to turn them into quilted pillows. So let's show you what I came up with. So let's see, there's this one, and it just has the little girl with her flag. And so I just did a 4-patch and added the stitching as one of the patches, and I just sewed it together and made a cute little pillow. And then what would be the other side of the scissors fob is this one, and it says, "Long may she wave." And so I just made pairs, and then I finished them on the back. For those of you who are new or maybe haven't seen one of these finishes that I've done before, I do a split back. So I just cut a little slit in the center to stuff my pillow so that way my edges stay nice all the way around. There's no gathering. And then I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you could use die cuts in your paper crafting. So I have those die cuts. They do cut through fabric. So what I will do is I will put some heat bond behind a piece of fabric, and then I will use this. In this case I used a heart shape, but I have several different shapes. I use a little shape die cut. I run it through the Big Shot, which is the die cutting machine, and then I am able to just iron on the shapes right on the back to cover up that little slit. It gives a little added decoration to the back side and hides away my little stitched piece. I do stitch along the part that I slit. I do a whip stitch and close it off. Actually, it's not a whip stitch, it's a ladder stitch. I do a ladder stitch to close it off, but sometimes it leaves a little bit of a gather, or you can see it, and depending on the fabric. Some fabrics you can't even see it. If you can, then I do like to put these on the back. And so that's what I did to complete these. And I just think displaying them together, they look like 2 different stitchy pieces, and they make a cute tier tray tidbit for your displays. So I have those. Then after that, when I went to StitchCon, I had stitched a piece for the swaps, and I traded it and gave it away, but just like a lot of times when I do swaps, I end up wishing I did one for myself. And usually, if I'm planning ahead of time, I will do them simultaneously. So what that means is I will have 2 Q-snaps with 2 pieces of fabric in, and I'll stitch, if I'm stitching, like say, licorice red, I'll stitch licorice red on this one, then I'll set it down and I'll go stitch it on this one, and I'll just go back and forth, and by the time I finish I have 2 pieces. Well, this time I forgot to do that, and I really loved this piece, so I decided I needed to hurry up and get one done for myself, and so I did. So what I'm talking about is Little House Needleworks Old Glory. So here is my finished piece. I'm going to hold it back. This is a piece from 141 Design Company. Chantel last year had an auction. She had some one-offs pieces that either had a wood knot in the wrong place, or she changed the design a certain way, or changed the measurements until she got the right one. And so the ones that she had were her test models. She decided to put them in an auction, and you could go online to the auction and you could bid for it, which is really hard because what you see as being putting in first, she might not see your name first. So I actually bid and thought I won 4 pieces, and then by the time she sent me a receipt so that or an invoice so that I could pay her for them, I realized that apparently she only saw me at the beginning of one, and the rest of them somebody must have bid before I did. So this is the one I won, and this particular one was her fireworks piece. The top, when she was making this, she was asking Priscilla Blaine about how she liked it, because Priscilla had asked for a fireworks stand, and this was the test run, and when she sent it, I guess Priscilla wanted the top different, and so it didn't say fireworks like this one did, and so this one ended up being as a one-off, and so when I saw it, I had to have it. It's beautiful. And so I had these little picks from Hobby Lobby, and I thought they looked like little fireworks. So I knew way back last year that when I finished something, I was going to use these for fireworks, and I was going to use this piece. But I hadn't come across the piece I wanted to do yet until I found this pattern in my stash. And this is Old Glory by Little House Needleworks. I did a couple of changes. I didn't use the blue that was called for. I changed the blue, and then also the gold. There was a yellowy, more yellowy color in it, and I didn't care for it because it was more on the brown side than yellow, and the centers of all the flowers are also the gold, so I changed that. And I also changed the pole and the bird to, I think it's black coffee, so that it would look more like a crow. And I think the original color, it's more brown, and I wanted my bird to look like a crow, so that's why I changed it there. But I love it so much. I had fun stitching it the first time, and stitching it second time was just as much fun. And this fabric is called, it's 32 count Zephyr. And so it has like a blue, if I hold it back here, you can see it's kind of blue and white, like a cloudy sky. And I just love it. So I hope that you enjoy it too. All right, and so next up, I had worked in, the Little Stitch Girl has a book out, and it's called Proud to Be an American. It has a bunch of smalls in it, and my last video I shared the eagle from that booklet. Well, I also chose to do the flag quilt because I just thought it was so cute, and here it is. And I just finished it on a block that I bought years ago, I want to say 2 years ago, at Michael's. After these were on sale, I bought them. I want to say I paid like 50 cents each. So I bought all the ones they had left, and they came in different gingham colors. There was lighter blue. This is the lighter blue. There was a really dark navy blue. There was a red one, a green one. I just bought them all so that I could finish them. I still have quite the stack, but these fit so nicely in my tier tray. And then I had bought some of this ribbon that looks like measuring tape on Amazon. So I used that too because it was a little bit shorter than the end of the block. So since there was all these cute little stitchy notions in here and a measuring tape along the leg of the quilt, I decided to use this to finish up the end of the block, and I just glued it all the way around. And then I just created a cute little bow with a button. And I just love how it turns out. And this one really stitches fast, and I stitched this one on 28 count light blue Lugana. And I think it's the Artiste brand that you can get at Hobby Lobby. All right. Then I stitched Party Like It's 1776. I did this one, it's also by Little Stitch Girl, and I did this one as a stitch along with several people from StitchCon. And when I finished mine, I had posted, we had a little message group going on to show our progress, which was fun. It's the first time I did a stitch along where as you're going, you're just submitting pictures to each other. And there's no like rules about when you have to be done, but it's fun because as you're posting, they're posting, and it just gets you, it makes you feel like you're actually stitching along with someone else. And then as everybody finished, of course, we're cheering each other's on. Well, when I finished mine, I was like, now I have to figure out how I'm going to finish it. And my sweet friend Deborah suggested that we do a drum finish. And at first I thought that mine would not work because I used a grab bag piece that I got as a gift from from Keepsakes. If you spent so much money, you got to get a free gift bag, and the gift bag, it was a collection of little pieces of fabric. So I don't know the name of the fabric. I was able to measure it. It's a 36 count. That's all I can tell you. But I thought because it was 36 count that a drum might be too skinny. But I'm going to show you it wasn't. It turned out great. Here it is. So I'm going to turn it slowly. And I only had to make 2 changes. I did not use the called for flosses because I didn't have time to order them when the stitch along was going to start. So I had DMC, so I went ahead and did them all in DMC. But the called for DMC white and flesh color was just too light, and you couldn't see it on the fabric. So I changed those out to make them a little brighter so you could see them better. And I love how it turned out. I did use Vanna Pfeiffer's tutorial. I know how to make a drum. I've done one before, but sometimes you just want to make sure you run through those kind of instructions again if you're not 100% sure on what you did. And I do forget. I've only made one other one, so I haven't made them often enough to know what I'm doing ahead of time. So I like to run through various videos and watch what they did, and then do it myself. So I watched Vanna's, and she's filming, she was completing a drum that was, I think it was a needleworker, definition of a needleworker, I think is what it's called, by Little House Needleworks. And hers had the words. Well, mine have a little bit of words, but it's mostly people. So I followed her measurements, and so there's a kind of a larger gap here. I am thinking I might go along and do like a little zigzag stitch here. I haven't decided yet. But after I got done, she did not show how she finished it. She just did the drum part. So I watched that, and then I decided I wanted to do a herringbone stitch across the top to kind of bring the top together a little bit more, and I love how it turned out. For that, I just looked up how to do a herringbone stitch. Again, just to keep an eye out on how to do it. I've done one before, but I wanted to get in the rhythm of it, so I practiced on a little piece of fabric with the video, and the video was like 20 seconds long. It's very fast, so I had to keep stopping it. Practiced, and then did it on here, how I thought it would fit on a round 3-dimensional object, because the video teaches you on a flat object. And then I had some Lady Dot pom-poms, and I think these were antique lace is the color, and so I thought it matched my fabric really nicely to make a nice bottom piece. And so the top and bottom are some scrap fabrics I had, and I really like how this turned out. And on Instagram I was able to make a little video. I had my daughter holding it. I had my daughter holding the camera while I turned it, and we put it to some music. So if you'd like to see that, you can see it on my Instagram. My Instagram handle is in the description box below if you'd like to go there and check it out. Also, if you go on Instagram and follow me, I will, from time to time, whatever I'm working on, or if I have a finish, I will post them as I finish them. Sometimes I finish them way before I do my video, so that'll give you a chance to see what I'm up to. And then my final FFO for this video is I'm working on the summer school lessons by Brenda Gervais, and I've been working on lesson 1. This is 1/1, and I stitched it 1/1 on 25 count, I think, and this is just a natural Lugana, and I know this is Artis brand for sure because I wanted this color. And then the only change that I made is, you see these little design motifs right here. They are done in a very light colored fabric, and they actually, even in the pictures of the pattern, they look like ghost stitches, and I didn't really like the way they were looking. I couldn't see them even as a ghost stitch, so I just changed them to the same color as the letters and the roof, and now they show up better, and I do like how that turned out. And then I just ruched some ribbon. Just so you know, if you ruche some ribbon, this ribbon, you can get it at the dollar store, and it's like pretty much translucent ribbon, but they come in different colors. And so whenever I'm there, I'll pick up 1 or 2 in the different colors, and they ruche so nicely. And if you're not sure how to ruche, Pfeiffer does have a video, but I will probably do how I do it in a future video. I'd like to show you. But I ruched it, and then I tacked it right on the edge of the pillow, and then and I did another split back, but as you can see, you can't see my split back because of the type of fabric that I used. So sometimes when you do a split back, I split it right here. See, you can't even see it, and I love that. So when you have a fabric that'll disguise the split back, I don't put a die cut on the back. So I love this, and in my whips you'll see I'm starting on lesson 2. So this is a lot of fun. The 1/1 on 25 count is super easy. All I recommend is you have a really nice magnifying glass and to see. I like to see really closely so that if I make any type of error, I can pull it out immediately so I won't be disappointed later. So that was a really fun one. I'm really excited about that one, and I can't wait till the whole set's complete. So those are my FFOs, and today I'll be taking down all of my 4th of July things, or I should say patriotic, because I really keep them up the whole month long, but it's August and it's time to bring out summer fruits like watermelons and lemons and cherries. So I'll be redecorating today so I can have it up for the month of August. All right, so let me just set this aside, and I'm gonna go on to my whips. So what have I been working on? I have a lot of whips to share with you today. And the rest of these are all whips from my rotation. So I am working on the Drawn Thread Sunnyside Sampler. I know that there's a stitch along, but I was not participating in that. I just love this pattern. So this is the Drawn Thread Sunnyside Sampler, and I'll try to bring it close. I know there's a little bit of glare. And I'm hoping to have this done by the end of the year, and I think I will. My goal in the 2-day rotation is to get a house done each rotation. Yes, and then just continue the alphabet. And I start from the bottom left, so you'll see I'm at the end of the alphabet. So when I started, oops, sorry, I started here. So I'm going this way. And this time when I stitched it, I needed to finish, I'm gonna move it this way so you can see. I needed to finish the words. So the phrase says, keep on the sunny side of life. I kept looking at the words and I was like, is that a song? And sure enough it is. It's a very old song. When my husband and I looked it up, we're kind of laughing at the song. It's not my forte for sure, but those words on here are. And what made me think of it is on the pattern, it says keep on the sunny side of life, and it says always on the sunny side, keep on the sunny side of life. So then I was like, that sounds like either a poem or a song. So we looked it up to find out, and it was. So this time I had already had this house and the crow completed. Then I also had this one. This house was completed, so I was done all the way up to here. So this time I stitched from the alphabet this way. I did the U all the way to the Q, and then I stitched this house and the sun and the little fence with the bird. Now behind this fence is a big giant tree. I'm going to complete that in the next house on this month's rotation. This one is my end of the month, last piece of the month, and so I stitched on it. I've been stitching on it every month. The only month that it got shorted was February, because it's my 29th, on the 29th piece. So whenever I have a 31, that gives me an extra day to stitch on it, unless I'm trying to get something else done, which is what I was doing last month. I was trying to get those 4th of July pieces complete. Next up, I am continuing to work on Autumn Love by Lori Holt. And this one I'm stitching on her called for fabric, which is, I believe, 25 count barley. This is Autumn Love. I'm sure you've seen it. A lot of people are stitching it or have stitched it. When this came out, I fell in love with this so much, I couldn't help myself. And I started stitching it at the SoCal Stitchers Retreat last year. So my goal this year is to complete it before our retreat, and our retreat's at the end of September, so I don't have much time. I know I have a lot of stitching to go, so we'll see if I can complete it or not. I think I might have to pull it out to do more than just the 2-day rotation if I want to finish it, but we'll see. Sometimes I surprise myself. So here I am. Here's where I'm at. I've completed the entire bottom, went up the leg on the left side, and now I'm going across the top. So this time when I stitched, I worked on this block, and I started making the inner border. I'm going to continue to do the little blocks all the way across and then down this side. And as I do, I will add more to the border so that I can start getting those center pieces done. But I just love it. So here we go. I'm going to go through all the little blocks so that you can see them kind of up close in case you don't have the pattern. This bottom block is my favorite block of all. And the only thing is I did change out, there are some black, very bright turquoisey blues in this pattern. 2 different colors, a lighter one and a darker one. And I switched those 2 for some like light tealy greens, as I thought that would be prettier and more of my style of colors. I'm not really into the turquoisey blue very much. So that's why I chose those. Then my next one, this one, I actually have a finish on this one. I am working on Kathy Haberman's Hands-On Designs Polar Plunge series. And there are 6 patterns in her Polar Plunge. And just trying to make sure I have them all so I can show them to you. Yes, there's 6 patterns. So there is Polar Bear Peak, and this is my favorite one, so it was my first one, and here it is finished. I dyed my own fabric. This is 28 count Monaco, and I dyed it evening blue. And then this month, my pattern that I chose was Penguin Pear, and I actually started and finished it in my 2-day rotation. These stitch up so fast. So this is a finish for me. I'm super excited about that. He's so cute. I love that the dads stay with the penguin babies and keep them warm. And they keep their eggs warm on their feet. The feet never touch the ice, and while the dad is keeping the baby warm, mom is out hunting for food. And then there is also Wally the Walrus, I haven't decided what I'm gonna do this month. I think I'm gonna do the whale, which is, well, hello there. I think I'm gonna do this one, but when it comes time, I could change my mind. Puffin Party, and then so she did these 5 patterns, okay, which of course I had to run out and get, and I also bought the finishing pieces that 141 Design Company made for them, and you can order them on Chantel's website, and you get the set, and there's 6 in here because the 6th piece is N for Narwhal, and if you buy this piece, you need to go to Kathy Haberman's Hands-On Design website, and I think it's handsondesign.biz. I'll link in it below. But this one, the 100% of the purchase of this pattern goes to Special Olympics. So her son participates in Special Olympics, and so she does a fundraiser, and I love that she does that. I worked for Special Olympics when I was much younger, and so if I can continue to support them, I will, because it's a great organization. They make sure that all the athletes get to participate in the events, and if money is a financial concern, they support them so that they don't have to worry about it and can still participate. And I love that so much. So go over there and buy this pattern. And if you are not interested in narwhals, maybe you could buy it and gift it to a friend, because I know it's going to be a great stitch up. So there's that. Then I am working on Summer School Lesson 2. I don't have very much work far on it because it took me a while to get ruching. It's a wonderful technique, probably my favorite look as well, on the edge of a pillow, but the ruching part takes a while because once you ruche it, then you have to tack it to the pillow. So that's a lot of hand sewing, which I don't mind while watching TV, but it does take a while. So most of my second day on that piece was finishing on it, but I did get to start Summer School Lesson 2, and that one is these 2 pillows. There's the woman and the man. So here is my start on the woman. I just got the border below her. So I'm hoping to have her finished in my next one and him started at least. But we'll see. I'm going back to work very soon. I'll have a whole new class of cute little kindergartners. And whenever school first starts, I'm usually quite beat because you forget how much talking you do and how much walking around you do and standing on your feet until the first 2 weeks of school, and then you find yourself falling asleep at 7 o'clock at night right after dinner. So we'll see. Sometimes I don't get a lot done in August, so we'll see how I do. The next one up is a Blackbird design. This one is Maria Selby Humphrey. I don't see very many people work on this one. I'm not sure if it wasn't popular or if when it first came out they already stitched it, but I am stitching it because my maiden name is Humphrey, and when I saw it, I had to do it for that first. But then after I read the description about Maria and her family and what they knew, they don't know a lot about her, I decided to ask my dad if it was possible if she might be related to us. And so as they started researching, they did locate the same name of her parents in the same location. So we're I guess you would say 99% sure that we're related to her. So that just makes it even more special. So I am stitching her. This sampler, if you haven't looked at it or up close or seen it stitched, it to me looks different than other samplers because of the color scheme. Now I'm stitching on 28 count because I wanted it to be ginormous. I figured if she's related to me, it'd be a really nice piece to be in my home. So you're gonna see a blanket of fabric. I'm stitching on 28 count bone colored Joblin. So this is it. As you can see, it's really big. The colors are like blues and golds, which I thought was pretty, even a dark teal color. So let me come closer so you can see. So here it is. And for those of you who know me personally, you know that it's hard for me to do a sampler, a reproduction sampler when they're doing it with exactly the way the little girl stitched it. And the reason why I say that is because I love them and I think it's so wonderful that you're stitching it exactly the way the little girl did. However, I have OCD, diagnosed OCD, and for me, when something is not even or one thing is off, I have this immediate need to fix it. And so for me, I love samplers. I think they're beautiful. But when I do work on something that's a sampler piece, I have to fix it. I can't have it be off. I can't have it be off by a thread. I can't have one corner look one way and another corner look another. That doesn't look pleasing to my eye. Now I know if you're a realist, then you're stitching it like the little girl, then you want it to look exactly the way that she did. And I completely understand that. But for me to hang something like that in my room, in my house, I would feel very uncomfortable because I would see those mistakes all the time. So, but with that being said, because she could be a family member, an ancestor, I thought I need to stitch it just like her because it'll be more monumental to us in our family. And I think somewhere on it I will add my name to it because I would hate for someone to find it and think it was an older piece when it's something I stitch now. So I will probably find a way to add myself to it and maybe the year, and so that it can be a joint effort. A family member stitcher from the past with a family member stitcher from the present, and then I could pass it on to one of my daughters or one of my sons when I'm no longer here. So it'll be a nice family piece. All right, and my last WIP, I worked on this one. This is Friendsgiving, which if you're not familiar with Friendsgiving, it's Bent Creek Partnership, Bent Creek and Heart and Hand. They are about to do their Halloween pop-up. It's this Saturday. Are you going? If you are, I'm going. I'm going to be there. I can't wait. But this one was a fall theme, and it's called Autumn Gatherings, Let Joy In. And I'm really excited to say that I am almost done. So I wanted to get one of the motifs completed. So here is where I'm at. So this time when I stitched, I worked focused on this, I don't know if you can see it, this rectangle here with the heart in there that says Let Joy In, along with the motif on the top. So now I just have the motifs that run across the top of here. I think there's two little houses, and then I have the border to bring up and move over. So I will try to get this month, I'll bring the border over, for sure I can do that. And then I'm going to at least try to get, so I'll get the borders here, I want to bring it over to here, and then I want to at least get like the house and the flower, and then that way on my last time I'll finish the border and do the house and the other crow, and then I'll be finished. And it does come with some little wooden beads that you can put on at the very end. And the fabric for this was the called for. They sent it to me as a kit, and it was 14 count vintage country mocha. I love that one. And it's exciting because we're at the end of summer, which means fall's coming up. So knowing that I'm so close to being done, I don't know if I'll get it finished and displayed this fall, but I could, you never know. Fall is a long time. We have September, October, November, so I might be able to get it done before then, and then I can enjoy it. All right, so let me set those aside so that I can move on. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. Let's see. Next up, I'm gonna do my haul, but before I do, I have not done a giveaway in several videos, and that was because one, several times I shared a giveaway and the person had it, claimed it, but my last video I had shared them again and they did, so I finally got all of those mailed out. Took me a little time trying to get everything done in the midst of summer fun, but they're out and hopefully they've all received them by now. So that means I'm ready to do a new a giveaway. And so let me tell you, I would like to add a little piece to my videos. I want it to call it Sandy's Stitchy Tip. And I got this idea from StitchCon. Some friends were telling me that since I've been a model stitcher for so many years, that there might be things that I do in my stitching, and for me they come as second nature. But to them, it might be a helpful tip. And so I was like, I'm happy to share what I do because I'd love to help anybody out. But for me, it is second nature, and I don't think of it as a tip, it's just something that I do. So what I decided was I'd be happy to do that, and probably what I'm gonna do is when I share a stitchy tip, I'm probably gonna do like a little video clip, and then I'll add it into my video when my video comes up. So I probably won't be wearing the same thing or anything, but that way I can add that little tidbit into my videos and hopefully help somebody else out. So my question before I give my giveaway is, you must answer this question, is what are some things when you're stitching that you struggle with, or you're not sure how to do, or you've tried something and it didn't work out? What is something that you're doing in your stitching or want to be able to do that maybe I do and I can help you with that? So if you put those ideas down and answer that question, then that'll give me a list of a point of reference of where to start with a tip. So that way then I can do a little clip video on how I tackle that problem. And then if it's something that I'm not able to do, I will even research it and be happy to put down a little tutorial video in my description box for you to go and find. All right, so giveaways. The first giveaway after you answer the question is I have this Quaker Mermaid by RATM. This was gifted to me by one of my stitchy friends on a Thursday night, and they said I can use it as a giveaway. So for this Quaker, I would like you to use the keyword mermaid when you write a sentence using the word mermaid in your comment. And don't forget to answer my question too. Next up is pattern by Bent Creek, and it's called Summer Row. It's a really cute alphabet with little summer motifs in it. And I would like you to use the word sandcastle in your comment. Use it in a sentence, please, and then answer the question. And those will be my giveaways for this time, and I will draw the names of the recipients in my next Flosstube, and I will share them there. I will not share the winners in my comments. I never do that, and I know because people have had looky-loos come in and try to say hello to you or tell you you've won. I will not ever announce a winner in a comment. I will always do it here live on my video. So good luck. All right, so next up is I participated in 24 hours of cross stitch. Did you do that? I love doing it, and I've done so many different ways, but this year a sweet friend, Miss Debbie Sisk, I don't know if you know her, but if you don't, she's super sweet and super crafty. She had reached out to see if I'd like to participate, and she was hosting it with the Late Night Stitchers on Facebook. So it's a Facebook group. They have a lot of different challenges, which I've discovered now. I didn't know about it before she reached out to me, but they were doing a challenge for 24 hours of cross stitch, and the challenge was over 3 days, you choose 3 different projects, and you need to put in at least 150 stitches. And if you posted a picture where you started at the beginning, so it could be a new start or it could be a whip, post a picture of where you are at the beginning, and then at the end of the day, on the same post, you go back and in the comments section, you post where your progress was. And apparently, if you did that each day, you had an opportunity to win prizes. And I just did it because I thought it was a great way to participate. Summertime, we're really busy when we're doing things, so it's hard to really sit down and stitch straight through 24 hours or break it up for 3 days and do, I don't know, several hours each day. Would that be like 8 hours? It's a lot of stitching. So being able to only have to worry about putting in 150 stitches a day, that was totally attainable. and I was able to do it. And then I was surprised with a gift. So I won one of the days. I'm not sure which day it was, but I did get pulled for one of them. And I was notified immediately on that Monday that I had won. And my gift came in the mail, so I'm going to share it with you. I want to say thank you to the Late Night Stitchers and Debbie Sisk for asking me to join, and I'm looking forward to doing more of your challenges. I'm proud to be a member of it, and I'm so grateful to have won. I think I would continue to do it in the future, even if I hadn't. So Debbie, as I said, is very talented. She makes things. She does junk journals, and she does cross stitch, and I think she does crochet too. But I didn't know she was also a seamstress. So here is her card. And I'm showing you this because she made me a project bag. Look at this beautiful project bag, okay? So it's vinyl on the front, but look at these gorgeous flowers on the back. Oh my gosh. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. And the yellow in them, I don't know if you can see that, are little honeybees. What a beautiful project bag. And the project bag came with things inside of it. So I'm going to show you. She also dyes fabric. And I'm not sure, I'm going to have to ask her, but I think this is a shaving cream technique. At least that's what it looks like. I've done shaving cream technique. If you're not familiar with that, I've done it in paper crafting, and what you do is you take a baking sheet and you lay it out, and then you fill it up with shaving cream and you kind of smear it around on the top so it's kind of flat. And then what you do is you take drops of dye, and I've done this, like drops of ink because I was doing paper crafting, and you drop drops of ink onto the top of the shaving cream, and it kind of spreads out, and then you can lay your paper on it and tap your paper, and then when you're done you can use I used a little plastic, I want to say kind of like a spackling tool, but I had a plastic tool like that was long, and you just scrape off the shaving cream, and when you're done it leaves like a marble look. It's really pretty. Well, that's exactly what this looks like to me, and I have not asked her if that's how she does it, but I'm going to, because if she does do it that way, I want to try that technique when I dye fabric. So here is the piece she gave me. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so beautiful. So I'm going to find out if that's how she did it, and if it is, I'm going to try it, and if I'm able to do it, I'll have some different ones to show you, because I would imagine, now like I said, I've never done it before, I don't even know how you would get the shaving cream off, if it's the same technique, but it would be pretty cool if you could do that. And you can even take like a toothpick and swirl the dots around of the ink that you use, and that gives a little bit of the different technique. But I will ask her if that's how she did it, and then if it is, I'm going to try it out. But that wasn't all. Like, both of these are already so amazing. But then she gifted me, and she doesn't know this, but I didn't go to this retreat and wished I had. I was so regretful for not signing up. But this was the retreat from Salt Lake City's Stitch West retreat last year with Teresa Kogut. And this was Teresa Kogut's piece that she did. And so she gifted me this. And in this one, there's a small piece that doesn't have a cover sheet that is also inside here. And so I got all of that, and all I did was stitch. I didn't do anything different. So what a wonderful gift. I feel super, super lucky. I don't win things very often, so when I do, it feels spectacular, like I won the lottery. So if you'd like to participate in one of their challenges, go look them up on Late Night Stitchers on Facebook. And I hope that you have fun in there. They're doing, I think they have a couple of like an at-home stitch retreat. They do Zoom meetings. I see that they post a lot of times. Somebody will want to Zoom and they'll just go into Zoom and the link's listed in the page. And so throughout the day, someone might be in there. or even in the night. And so if you want to connect with someone, you can go in there and connect with someone that way. I haven't done that yet. I do hope to. I did get invited to 2 different events. I haven't really looked them up enough to see what they are. I know one is a weekend after I start back at work, and then the other one I think is in September, but I could be wrong. So if that sounds like something you want to do, go check it out. I think you'll like it. All right, so that brings me to my haul. And I do have quite a bit of haul. Couple of them were things that I'd been waiting for a while. So in April, I went with my stitchy friends to the attic, and at the attic, they had some Chessie and Me kits. In the Chessie and Me kits, there is linen and there is Gloriana silks. And so they had some on display, but then when we asked about the kits, they didn't have any more kits. They were waiting for them to come in. So we left our information with them, and so that when they came in, they could let us know. And if we still wanted it, they would send it our way. Sorry, I'm so dry today. Well, I had like 2, I bought 1 kit, and then there was 2 that I wanted. So I got Liberty Inn. I just love that color blue house. That is so pretty, and I love that the roof is the flag. That's so cute. And then I got Summer Liberty. So you can see I was in a patriotic mood that day. I just love them. They're so cute. And you can see it comes with, it's a complete kit. So I got those at the attic. And then I had to order some floss. I know you guys all do this because everybody I know does this. I needed some floss, so the floss can't go by itself. And one thing that I do in 1, 2, 3 Stitch is if I see something that I think I really, really want, I'll put it in my cart. And then if I think I want it now, if I think I just will want it, I'll put it in the wish list. Well, I put some things in a cart and I didn't complete the purchase because I was waiting because I knew there was some floss I needed and I needed to look what colors they were. So then I put in the floss and then I put purchase, and I had added one chart because I didn't want to order just floss for shipping. I wanted a chart. Well, when I was processing my payment, I realized that there had been other things in my cart at that time. So I ended up with a larger purchase than I expected. And so here's what I got. I got Lizzie Kate Snowman 2010. I saw this on Instagram one day. Somebody had just finished it and I thought he was so adorable. So of course I had to go on there and add it to my cart because I wanted it that day. And then even though I didn't press go, I did want it that day. And then I got Lizzie Kate Joy to the World. Our school motto at our school, elementary school, is choose joy. And so whenever I find something that has joy on it, I try to get it. And so I had found that, I don't remember how I came across it, maybe Instagram as well. That's kind of like the biggest enabler for me. And then Lizzie Kate Quicket Sampling Christmas, this cute little sampler. And Lizzie Kate Tiny Tidings 21. And this one, I was in the Christmas in July mode. So I wanted to do some ornaments and I just thought I love this little snowman. The reindeer's adorable. I would do all of them as ornaments, but you could stitch them together as a whole piece too. But they're so cute. And they're only, if you do the little ones, they're only 34 by 35, which is not very big at all. And that's even on 28 count, according to these, the pattern. So then, I also got Prairie Schooler December. And I thought that was so cute. I really would like to have all of these. And you know what else I really, really would love? So if you have one around and you're not using it anymore, like you finished it and you're looking for a home, I really, really, really would like to do all of the Brenda Gervais word plays. And I only have September. I stitched September. It's the only one I've stitched so far. But I also own October and I think January. So I really, really want to get those. So if you have one laying around and you think of your friend, Sandy, I would love it. Let me know. All right, so then I also got in the mail, I had signed up before StitchCon, I had signed up for the Tiny Town, Anytown, Tiny Town. I don't know why that's a tongue twister, by Heart and Hand, and it came in the mail. So here it is. I don't live in a tiny town. Our town's big. Our town has 113,000 people in it. So I don't have these cute little shops, but when I think of shops that I visit a lot, I would like to tailor them to those places. And one of the places that is a special shop from where I grew up is a little ice cream shop called Pepper Tree. That was my very first job as well, but it was a great little stand. You'd walk up and you could get shakes and sundaes and banana splits, and I loved that place. And on the side, you could also walk up and order burgers, homemade burgers and stuff. And then I got a job there. So I might make the little ice cream place Pepper Tree. That was the name of it. And the coffee shop I visit all the time is Starbucks, so I would try to figure out how to do that. The other shops I haven't thought about yet, but when I do this, I do want to try to pick out places that I visit. They might not be a tiny town place because I don't live in a tiny town, so we don't have a little mom and pop stores. We have a lot of franchises where I live, so it'll probably be a franchise, but I thought it'd be fun to change it to what places I go to. And then if you had them all in the same street, wouldn't that be amazing? You would never have to go anywhere, just go for one walk and you're at all your favorite shops. I love that. All right, and then lastly, when I went to Grand Country Quilts, they had got more in stock for us, and they had these two, so I had to purchase. I got Garden Friends by Stitches with Ethel. I had to get it because of the adorable crow. I love him. He looks so sweet with the mouse. And then Luminous Fiber Arts is Haunted. I love this. I hadn't seen this one before. I just love it. So I don't know if I'll get to stitch it this year. I do have a lot of falls pieces in my whip basket, but it's cute. So that's my purchases. So that, I think, is everything today. It's a little bit shorter video, which I'm happy about. So I will clear the list in the box below. Please answer the question for my giveaway if you have something you're struggling on or would wonder how I tackle a certain project in a certain way or a certain stitch, anything. Flosses, dyeing, everything. Whatever you can think of that you'd like to hear, then I could put it in a nice list of reference of things to talk about. And then I might have a tip that helps you. Hopefully I will. But until then, I'm going back to work next week on Monday. So I may not have as much stuff on my next video to share with you, but I will be back at least within 2 weeks. I will be doing Friend Stitch, so I'll have that to share with you at least. So I hope that you are confident, be courageous, be creative, and be kind. And I hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. Enjoy your summer, try to stay cool and stay dehydrated. Or not dehydrated, stay hydrated, sorry. Stay hydrated, drink lots and lots of water. Your body needs it and it'll make you much happier. Have a great week, bye.